All right, welcome back to another video. This one is not a Bitcoin video, it's a different video. I'm going to talk about what can you do after you have finished your psychology degree. You could be an international student or a local student. You might be thinking, how do I enter the job market, right? If you're a local student, you might have a lot of debt. And if you're an international student, you're also kind of in a pickle. You need to find a sponsorship. So first of all, you cannot be a psychologist in Australia with just one bachelor's degree. You need an honors and a 2 years master's program, or a 3 year, again, master's plus a PhD. If you do the 2 years, you have to also do a 1 year kind of, it's like an apprenticeship, but you work with the supervisor and they endorse you, etc. And then you go for the registration. Boom, first you become a provisional psychologist, and then you become a psychologist. It's a long pathway. So your bachelor's is the first milestone. That's where I'm at. So what kind of jobs can you get? Off the top of my head, first of all, getting your first job in any field right after your university is really hard. Because you're a fresh graduate, most companies are looking for people with experience, knowledge, So most companies wouldn't give you a chance. But the good thing about healthcare is, especially in areas like psychology, there's a higher demand and not enough people, both local and international talent, in this country to fulfill those gaps. So you have a slight advantage compared to people who's doing accounting or IT or whatever, where there's an abundance of jobs. But with psychology and mental health, you still have a chance. The first thing I would do is try to get some basic experience, because if you want to go down the path of working in mental health and disability, I would get a job as a support worker, a disability support worker. So many job opportunities. There's also a a lower retention, not a higher, because the job is hard. Most people leave the job halfway through, but it's also really easy to get into because so many openings. So just try to gauge whether this is the thing for you. I knew what I wanted to do since I was a kid. I wanted to be a psychologist, so I'm in that pathway, dead set on that pathway. If that's your thing, you start as a support worker. That's how most of the people that I know. I have friends who's becoming psychologists, who are OTs and speeches and etc. Most of them started as a disability support worker, because that's the crowd that you're going to be working with. So start that. That's an easy, depending on what you gonna get into. It might be easy, it might be hard, but that's the best job that you can do to just start off your career in mental health and disability. After you get some experience, work there for 3-4 months, you might not get a full-time shift. That's fine. Just start part-time or casual and just work. And then there are some other jobs that you can do. Most companies, if they like to hire new graduates, so for roles like Behaviour Support Practitioner, Rehabilitation Counsellor, and there are some other counselor jobs that you can do. If you're a local, try to look into that, because you can get into those type of jobs with a bachelor's degree, and then a little bit of experience in disability or rehabilitation or mental health, and then you can work your way up. But your basic salary would be 60 to 70,000 or 75,000. It will be low if you're in a metro area like Melbourne, Sydney, Perth, etc. But if you go rural, your first job you'll make a little bit more than people who's in metro areas, because they don't get that many people in regional areas, so they pay more. But you'll be starting a starter salary, so don't expect to get like $150,000 from the get-go. Don't be that delusional. You can go to that like 5-6 years, more than 5-6 years of experience, but you need that experience and the other certifications. So those are good jobs that you can apply to. So I hope this video is helpful to you. Best of luck, and just comment below what your experience is like. I would love to hear, and happy to help anybody who's looking to get into this field. We need workers, and yeah, see you again.